Hide your water bottles. Hide your water bottles. Sami Zayn is about to crash out. This is about to be the most valid heel turn in WWE history, if not the wrestling history. The wrestling world got flipped up over on top of itself when CM Punk made his return to Chicago and gave us another edition of Summer of Punk. What is it now? We had one in Ring of Honor. We had one in the WWE in like the 2011. We had another one in AEW. We had two since he's come back to the WWE. Punk is going to have this guy's history with the Summer of Punk and the lore behind Summer of Punk is wrought within Ring of Honor and taking the title and going to another company. But he has reinvented the wheel every time he's done it. He has added little nuances, little changes to it, but it's always shaking things up. And I can't think of another professional wrestler that is embedded in their hometown and has the crowd behind him whenever he goes to the home. It's like a home game every time Punk is in Chicago, and I can't think of another professional wrestler that is like that wherever he goes. I mean, I can think maybe Bret Hart. When Bret Hart went to the country of Canada, it's like CM Punk going to the city of Chicago. But even then, I can't think of a wrestler that's city. It's like every time he shows up in that city, everybody comes to support. It's like a parade, and they give him mad love. I can't think of one. CM Punk is all alone on his own island when it comes to that. And if you guys can think of someone, please leave it down in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear what you guys think. If there's another wrestler that has a hometown crowd that comes and rallies for them, and every single time they're in their hometown, it's not only a party, but it's a moment that changes the trajectory of the wrestling business. And CM Punk shows up looking like a WWE champion. That's the best way I can put it, y'all. Like, he's in shape. The best shape of his entire career was showing up on Raw. And I've seen the internet talking about the way that he worked out and what he probably used. I'm not here to talk about all that, but we know, us old heads and those that are inclined that understand the history of professional wrestling, and you don't have to be an old head to understand the history of professional wrestling. There's enough information out there for you guys to all catch up. CM Punk knows that the WWE has always looked at their champions with a certain stature and a certain look. They gotta come with certain attributes that they check off the box to make them certified world champions. And CM Punk checked off every box except for the physique. He had the physical, he had the facial expressions. He has the look. Don't get me wrong. He's always had the look. But, man, they used to clown him and they used to talk about his physique all the time. One of the fondest memories I have is when Kevin Nash called him a short order cook at a restaurant or something. That was wild, yo. But that's the go-to. When you're going to clown on CM Punk, it's because of his genetics. It's not because of what he's able to produce in the ring. It's not about his selling. It's not about his mic work. It's not about the amazing amount of support that he gets and the way that he can sell out arenas from coast to coast. All attributes that you need to be a WWE champion. The one intangible was that it was his physique. And he looks like he has silenced all of those are in question of that by coming out looking better than he's ever looked before. And the guy's not, he doesn't look like Brian Cage. You know what I'm saying? He's not coming out looking super jacked, but definitely in the best shape of his entire career, which is wild. And 3 months he's been absent from the WWE, which, as a CM Punk fan, I got to be bipartisan here, and I got to talk about how that just is kind of weird to me. Like, I don't know if he was nursing injuries. I don't know if he needed a much-needed vacation and wanted to go out and take some time off so that they can reassess what his mission is going to be in the journey, because Punk, to me, is very similar to, like, Paul Heyman. You got to have a plan long-term. So he's not just looking at, like, short-term, which I believe the WWE lately has been booking short-term. They've been booking on the fly. They've been trying to put pieces together, and it's not hard to tell. If you look at the product, it's not hard to tell. They're not doing a whole lot of long-term booking right now. They're booking week to week to get them to where they need to get to, mostly probably because of injuries and other things that cost them to pivot. but they're not looking at the larger picture, which is something that Paul Heyman does. Punk, I can see him looking at the large picture. He is looking way down the line. What's going to happen at WrestleMania 42? What's going to happen at 43? What's going to happen in the future? We need to plan that out. So I think Punk, because he's looking at that, maybe it took 3 months for him to kind of go back to the drawing board, get together with some creative minds that are in the WWE and figure out a way to plot out the next road ahead for him. And road ahead is very, very much a pun intended, because we're going to talk about Cody Rhodes. But first, we got to talk about the epic crash out of Sami Zayn. After the match that he had with CM Punk this past Monday on WWE Raw, Sami Zayn went backstage and he was mother flubbing and son of a business and all this stuff in the backstage area. He ended up breaking down crying, man. And I feel like, this is a valid heel turn for Sami Zayn, because he's getting screwed. I understand it. He didn't plan on going out there to wrestle CM Punk. They did force him to defend his title against Cody Rhodes a mere 9 days after winning the World Championship. He didn't really get the call like normal champions would get that call, Most champions, they have an opportunity to veto that or to say you got to earn that. Not for Sami Zayn. He had to go out there and he had to wrestle Cody Rhodes, not even on his brand. He was a SmackDown champion, and now he has to go to Raw to wrestle Cody Rhodes. To me, it felt like the authorities, the powers that be, if you will, were setting him up. Of course, in storyline format, but you gotta sympathize with Sami Zayn in that regard. He didn't even cheat to win the title. He took advantage of a moment. He got a flash pinfall. It's not like he used cheating tactics to win the match. So there's going to be a lot for Sami Zayn to say. I have a feeling we're going to get an epic crash out from Sami Zayn on SmackDown. Something that is going to be worth looking at, because now we are within a few mere weeks away from SummerSlam. And I'm not sure what the attendance is like, but they're stacking SummerSlam, yo. If they haven't sold out yet, by the time this full lineup gets out, which I have a feeling that within the next couple of weeks we're going to get a full lineup here. This card looks way better than WrestleMania, yo. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, this looks way better than WrestleMania. This lineup already has Obafemi against Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell. It has Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins. Potentially, we could be getting CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, or some version of that matchup, maybe including Sami Zayn. I have a feeling that we're going to get Gunther going against Nick Aldis as well. And Aldis might put his entire wrestling career on the line here. This could be another notch of a retired superstar on the belt of Gunther. This is wild to me. Like, there's just so much there. Rhea Ripley, is she coming back? Is she going to give up the championship? Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair, they're probably going to clash. Io Sky and Liv Morgan. I have a feeling we're also going to get a heel turn for Montez Ford. I really feel like that is on the precipice of the breakup of the Street Profits. I think they gave him the tag team titles for one last run, just to see how it's good, how it was going, just to give them that one more opportunity as a collective to add another title victory under their belt, because they're a great tag team and they really work well. But I think the time has come for us to split these guys up and see what they can do as single superstars. And Montez Ford, I believe you have a phenomenal heel in Montez Ford. I think he's going to be a great heel. I think if you pair him with Javon Evans, if you pair him with Phoenix, with Penta, I mean, my God, the story right there with Trick Williams. Obviously, he would feud with his partner, Angelo Dawkins. I think you can just do a lot of great stuff with him. I think pairing him with Paul Heyman would be phenomenal. I preferred Montez Ford went with the Vision more so than Austin Theory. I also think you're going to get a Braun Breaker face turn coming up pretty soon too, because he's very well liked within the audience. They love to bark along with him. I think it's time for him to split up from the Vision and move on and do his own thing. I really do. But I know that they have the tag titles now, so I know it's probably not coming anytime soon, but I'll digress, and I'm going to talk about SummerSlam now. So, as I stated when I was going over the potential matchups and the confirmed matchups for SummerSlam, I'm looking at Sami Zayn, and if he's not in this title match, I really don't see a place for him to fit in on the card. And that's wild to me, because being a former world champion, only having a 9-day reign, and probably going on an epic rant tirade on SmackDown, you know that's coming up, because he gave us a piece of it backstage after his match with CM Punk. I feel like you can't just throw him in just some nothing match. Like, I mean, obviously you can go with Jacob Fatu. You can reignite the Bloodline scenario there, where Sami Zayn's like, you're trying to take over my spot on the Bloodline. Like, I need to be back with Roman. You know, you could do that. You could bring Kevin Owens back and have Kevin Owens try and talk some sense into Sami Zayn. And maybe they team up, or maybe they get back together, or maybe they feud again. You know, you can always go back to the drawing board with those guys and make it exciting. Although I feel like they had their final match as opponents. I think they gave us everything they could in their last match, and and it was in Canada. I think it was phenomenal. I think it was in the Bell Center or something like that. Anyways, I think it was phenomenal. I think you close the chapter on that, and maybe they can come back and do one more one-on-one match. But maybe for now, Kevin Owens can be like, I feel you, Sammy. Now it's time for you to understand where I've been coming from this whole time. I've been crashing out. I crashed out on Cody Rhodes before I got out of here, and they tried to end my career. Now you understand. Now maybe you can team up with me. I feel like that's a great story that they could play on. So you can always go with Kevin Owens. Obviously, you can go with Kevin Owens if he is ready to come back. But other than that, the well is dry of opponents that would make sense to have a proper build for the next 3 weeks going into SummerSlam. You have to put him back in the title picture. Now, I know Saturday night's main event is well upon us. It is right around the corner, and so you can definitely go. I feel that they're going with Cody against Gunther against Sami Zayn, a triple threat rematch. The winner becomes the #1 contender for CM Punk's championship. I feel like that is probably the way to go. You get Aldis involved with Gunther to distract him, and Cody beats Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn crashes out even more. You can go that route, and it seems like that's more likely than anything. There's also a scenario where you can pit CM Punk against Cody against Sami Zayn. I mean, we really could go that route, yo. I know triple threat matches for the title, and then at SummerSlam it can be a little played out considering we just had one at Night of Champions. We've been having them a lot lately. This one makes a lot of sense. You know, Sami Zayn was screwed out of his championship by wrestling someone he was not prepared to wrestle. Cody Rhodes was screwed out of the championship because he was attacked by Gunther. So you definitely got to tie up that loose end there. So at least we can get another Cody Gunther match before we go to SummerSlam. But I mean, I would feel like it's a wasted opportunity to leave Sami Zayn off the card of SummerSlam, and also to leave him out of a potential championship title match. I mean, you can go with Jey Uso as well, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. You can have them bang out and have a great match. You know, I'm seeing all of those. They kind of sort of make sense, and they could tie them up to where they do make sense, but it would be really disappointing to see Sami Zayn not at least get one more opportunity to get his title back after this scenario outside of Saturday night's main event in one of the bigger stages at SummerSlam. I just think that's the right thing to do. You guys let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you feel like Sami Zayn should be in the title match at SummerSlam, or if you feel like this was just a transitional title run and his crash out is going to lead to another feud with someone else, and they have plenty of time to build up for that. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments. But yeah, and now we're looking at the history. I think July 6th was the 30-year anniversary of Hulk Hogan turning heel and joining the NWO at WCW Bash at the Beach. And I'm saying, Cody, you need to acknowledge that moment in history, because your time is nigh, my dude. Your time is nigh. You should crash out just as much as Sami Zayn is going to crash out. I think it's time. I think we're getting there, and I don't believe that he should turn heel at SummerSlam. I don't believe he should turn heel at Saturday night's main event. But what I'm saying is, I think we should be seeing the real American Nightmare, because CM Punk, before he left for 3 months, number one, he said, I'm gonna be here week in and week out. I'm not going anywhere. And then he goes away for 3 months and nobody said a thing. So I know he's got a lot of explaining to do with that. As a CM Punk fan, you got some explaining to do, my guy. But Cody Rhodes, was in the ring and Punk came out to talk to him, or I think Cody Rhodes came out to talk to CM Punk. I think, yeah, it was Cody Rhodes that interrupted CM Punk. And right as Punk was leaving, he looked at Cody Rhodes and said, you never know when a title shot will just fall from the sky. And lo and behold, it fell from the sky at the perfect time in Chicago to insert the Summer of Punk. I feel like Cody's going to have a few shots to throw at CM Punk because of that. Honestly. And I think those two guys have been fighting for the audience approval for a long time, and they have been teasing probably for the last 2, maybe 3 years that they were going to get in the ring, and they've been holding off for a long time. I thought we were going to see this match in AEW. Honestly, I thought this would have been the big ticket match that would have really, I mean, could you imagine a lineup where it would have been Kenny Omega against Will Ospreay and Cody Rhodes against CM Punk? My God, that would have been on fire. That would have sold out Wembley Stadium twice over. They would have had 80,000 people in Wembley Stadium if they would have had that lineup. Not to mention they had Bryan Danielson around that time as well. I mean, that's a dream card right there. Just those two matchups alone. I digress. So we can potentially get CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. I find it to be very important since they're stacking SummerSlam the way that they're stacking SummerSlam. Imagine if between both nights you had Femi, Lesnar, Reigns, Rollins, and Cody and Punk. My God, that's a triple threat main event if I've ever seen one. I mean, that's a WrestleMania card at SummerSlam. And I know they're trying to stack SummerSlam so it looks like WrestleMania, but they have been neglecting WrestleMania for at least 2 years. You know, WrestleMania 40 topped out. That was great. But WrestleMania 41, I don't know about all that. And I think I misspoke earlier while I was talking about WrestleMania 42. I know WrestleMania 42 already happened. WrestleMania 43 is on the horizon. So WrestleMania 43 and 44, they got a lot to catch up to the last 2 SummerSlam cards, because I went to the SummerSlam after WrestleMania 40 and I thought it was a really good card. I know it had Cody Rhodes against Solo Sikoa, and not too many people were happy about Solo Sikoa being at the top of the card, but for the last 3 years, in my opinion, and I'm biased because I was there for the SummerSlam right after WrestleMania 40, but last year's SummerSlam and looks like this year's SummerSlam, they look stacked. They look like WrestleMania cards. So WrestleMania 43, I know it's going to be in Saudi Arabia, but they really got to stack it really, really, really good to compete with this SummerSlam lineup, if this is the lineup that we're getting. But the whole point of this video was to talk about Sami Zayn crashing out. And I really feel personally that this is a great character trajectory for Sami Zayn as long as they keep him around the upper to main event card. He earned it. He deserves it. And he's been screwed countless times. This is his Bret Hart WWE run, WWF run. I don't know if you guys remember this. I'm an old head, so I'm going to refer to this moment where Bret Hart lost in a cage match and he went outside and he started cussing at Vince McMahon, started pulling at his jacket, threw his shirt over his face and started throwing shots at him. This is the moment like that for Sami Zayn. And they can't fumble this opportunity, because you got a lot of good heels. With Sami Zayn, you can have a great heel, and this can also help prop back up Gunther. Now, I know Randy Orton is sitting out there on the fence. Drew McIntyre. Sami Zayn has never beaten Drew McIntyre, ever, in a title match scenario. He has not beaten Drew McIntyre in title matches. You can bring Drew back and have him start talking mess to Sami Zayn, and you could get Drew versus Sami Zayn. I'll allow that. I will allow that. Drew McIntyre against Sami Zayn, I'll allow it. But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this. I'm on board for Sami Zayn's epic crash outs as long as they have a plan. Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, all of those are under consideration. I would much rather prefer Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, or maybe even some kind of a scenario with Kevin Owens, aside from like Jay and Jacob, personally speaking. But we'll see where they go, but hopefully they have some kind of a plan to tie this up. And Cody against Punk, it's been a long time coming. Are we getting into SummerSlam? You guys let me know in the comment section down below. You guys, if you like this video and more, you know what to do. This is Wrestling Old Head reporting from the portal of pro wrestling. I'll see you in the next one.